You know what? So many times I show my friends what I could do with ChatGPT, and they're absolutely astounded at what can happen. So I want to show you an easy way that you could use ChatGPT for like something simple like saving up for a big trip. Maybe you want to go on a trip and you have no idea how to get the money for it. How do you do this? We're going to ask ChatGPT to help. Now, let's say, just that this big trip may be the No Guilt Mom Retreat that we're having May 1st through 5th in 2025. A VIP ticket to the retreat costs about $2,896 per person, sharing a room, of course, because you want to make friends there, right? So we're going to go to ChatGPT right now, and we're going to help ask it, like, how do we do this? So I'm going to use voice mode here, which is this little thing right there, and turn on that. Hey, I want to save money to go to the No Guilt Mom 2025 retreat. Ticket costs $2,896. I want you to ask me questions to find maybe areas in my life that I can cut back on a little bit so that I can have the money for this retreat. And let me know how long it will take me to save for this retreat by cutting back on these areas. Do you understand?
Absolutely. Let's find some ways to help you save up for that retreat. First, let's look at a few areas where you might be able to cut back. For example, how often do you eat out or order takeout? Are there any subscriptions or memberships you could pause for a while? And what about small daily expenses, like coffee runs? Let's start with those and see how much you could potentially save each month. Then, we can calculate how long it will take to reach your goal. Does that sound good?
That sounds good. Start asking me those questions.
Great. First up, how often do you eat out or order takeout in a week? And roughly how much do you spend on that? This can give us a starting point to see how much you could save by cooking at home a bit more. Would you say it's more than 3 times a week?
Yes, it is more than 3 times a week.
Got it. Eating out more than 3 times a week can add up quickly. How much do you think you spend on average per meal? This will help us figure out the potential savings if you cut back a bit. Would you say it's around $15 per meal, or is it more or less?
It's more because usually when I eat out, it's the entire family eating out. And so usually for our family of four, it is more than $100.
Okay, so if it's over $100 each time for the whole family, let's estimate about $120 per meal. If you cut back by just one meal out per week, that's roughly $480 saved per month. Now, let's think about other areas. Do you have any subscriptions or memberships that you don't use often or could do without for a bit? This could be things like streaming services, gym memberships, or magazine subscriptions.
There is a rock climbing membership that we have not been to in a while, which is about $100 a month for the family. And there are some personal development memberships that I pay for, like $35 a month for this intuitive eating one I haven't used. And that's all that I can think of right now.
Perfect. These are great areas to consider. By pausing your rock climbing membership, you could save $100 a month. And if you pause the intuitive eating membership, that's another $35 saved monthly. Adding this to the $480 from eating out less, you could potentially save $615 per month. Now, let's see how long it'll take to save up for the retreat. If the ticket costs $2,896 and you're saving $615 per month, it would take you about 5 months to save up. Does that timeline work for you?
No, I need it a little bit faster, but you really need to ask me about my coffee habit.
Gotcha. Let's dive into that. How often do you buy coffee from a cafe, and how much does each visit typically cost?
Every day, and it's usually $15 a time because I'm ordering food and coffee and usually something else for whichever child is with me at the time.
All right, so that's about $15 a day. If you buy coffee daily, that's roughly $450 a month. If you cut back even by half, you could save around $225 each month. Adding this to your previous savings of $615, you could save about $840 a month. This means you could reach your retreat goal in about 3.5 months. How does that timeline sound for you? Would you be open to brewing coffee at home more often?
Yes, that timeline is actually works.
That's fantastic. Cutting back on a few things can make a big difference. With these changes, you'll be on track to save up for the No Guilt Mom Retreat in just a few months. Keep an eye on your progress, and before you know it, you'll be all set for the retreat. Any
Oh my gosh. So that was only what? One meal every week to cut back on. Can still like do two, and honestly, I probably lied. I probably eat out more than that when I'm lazy. But in DoorDash, oh my gosh, it's so expensive. And then cutting back on the coffee, just cutting it in half, 3 months to save up, which is unbelievable to me. Like that, that's a huge, huge difference. So this is one way that you can use ChatGPT in your life to really figure out where you can cut expenses so that you can save for like bigger things. I hope that you found this helpful. Follow No Guilt Mom for more about how you can live a more guilt free life as a parent. And I remember the best mom's a happy mom. Talk to you soon.